Friends, colleagues and listeners, another podcast episode here, and it's with a company that we've already had the pleasure of the CEO joining us, Matt Patot. And now today we've got Frédéric Bazin, who's the VP Customer Success with CargoAi. Fred, lovely to join you. Don't mind me calling you Fred, dear, or would you prefer Frédéric?
No, Frédéric. Fred is perfect, Chris. Yeah.
Lovely, thank you. Right, Fred, absolute pleasure to have you on board, sir. Thank you very much for coming. I gave you the introduction with that title, VP Customer Success. That's a big old title, isn't it?
It's a big word, huh? Indeed. I'm agree with you. A big word and a big responsibility for me to facilitate and to make the development of CargoAi. Maybe I can introduce myself quickly to know from where I'm coming, Chris. So,
that's why I would have asked you. Yeah, lovely.
So I joined CargoAi 2 years ago now, and before to as a VP Customer Success, and before to work for CargoAi, I worked for the airline industry. So before CargoAi, I was working for Qatar Cargo during 5 years, 3 as a cargo sales manager on the French markets, 2 years in the revenue management in Doha. And I also worked 15 years for Air France-KLM, both on the passenger and the cargo side. And on the cargo side, I was also working for the revenue management.
Very good, very good. So you got a good broad experience there of the airline world as well. So now let me ask you, from your perspective, right? And I think CargoAi, I think the name is perfect. I mean, it couldn't be better timing, and it puts loads of things in your mind. But from your perspective now, what makes CargoAi so special and so valued by your existing customers and potential customers, that you're prospecting?
It's a big question, but I will try to answer simply by saying that we are CargoAi. We all know that we have 3 major platforms on the field currently. There is Web Cargo, there is CargoOne, and there is CargoAi.
Yeah.
First, I would say that it is beneficial for all the industry to have 3 platforms, because if you have one, it's like a monopoly and it's never beneficial for anybody. So first point is, I think it's important for the forwarder worldwide to have the choice to decide with which platform they want to work.
Yeah.
Now, if we are talking specifically about CargoAi, we are young, but we are growing very fast. We are agile in terms of airline onboarding. We are agile in terms of development. We are trying to be innovative, not only to copy-paste what is existing, but we are trying to innovate. I think it's the key in order to provide a complete solution and ecosystem to the forwarder. We have deployed recently some innovative features that are not existing yet on the other platform, and that's the goal and the objective. Yes, to answer to all the needs of the forwarder.
Yeah, very, very good. Now, with regards to the products that you've got, and a lot of them, it's almost like the advert where it says, it does what it says on the can. Do you want to just elaborate a little bit more now what CargoMart is?
Yeah. So CargoMart is basically the marketplace, where the forwarder can have access to the schedule, to the rate. They can have access also to some sustainability information. They can have access to some data in order to drive their activity with efficiency. So in terms of airline, first, we are connected via API with more than 100 airlines in the world. So that's a lot.
Yeah.
The last onboarded airline recently are American Airlines, for example, and CargoLux. So I think we are one of the platforms having the most important airline portfolio, thanks to some exclusivity with some airline.
Yeah.
And what else? Yes, a complete ecosystem market. CargoMart is.
Okay, so from the forwarder's perspective, you've got some nice USPs. And like you said, it is always good that people have got a choice, because it also keeps you all on your toes, all three of you. You keep progressing, you keep learning, you keep developing, you keep competing. But that's what makes that particular service sector so good. Now, if I was a forwarder, I can customize any search results that I want, can't I, using shipment dimensions or specific criteria?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. You can customize your search according to the request that you are having coming from a shipper on a forwarder perspective. You can have access then to all the rate applicable, not only the market rate or the promo, but also the dynamic. We know that the industry is progressively moving from something very static to something very dynamic.
Yeah.
So this is also available on the platform. We are allowing the forwarder now with some exclusive features to drive the activity with efficiency by having the possibility to freeze a dynamic rate, for example, allowing them to communicate some pricing information to the shipper and to have the guarantee that the same rate will be applicable. I don't know, 1 week after is the shipper is coming back later. So then what else? In terms of product, for example, I remember when I was in Qatar during the COVID, all the airlines started to open the e-booking for general cargo only, and for very small shipment, it was only general cargo, only 500 kgs. And now we can see that all the airlines are progressively extending the scope to open more product. We are having our general cargo, we are having perishable, we are having pharma, we are having dangerous goods. We are even open human remain in some markets. So meaning that all the most sensitive product can be handled easily via a platform. Yeah.
Okay, and so with that in mind, every single specific point that is necessary to make sure that those special shipments have no problems when they arrive, that's all catered and built into their system.
Yes, that's also something really important. The platform and CargoAi is bringing to the forwarder some visibility and some transparency. I think it's what was missing before the COVID, because before the COVID, the digital was just the world, and the forwarder were just visiting the platform to have access to the rate sheet. Now they can have a complete range of solution. So they can have access to the track and trace. They can know in real time via the platform where are the shipments. If they have been offloaded or if they have any problem, they will receive a notification coming from the platform directly on their mailbox or directly to the platform. So they receive instant information in real time coming on the platform. Yeah.
Okay, very good. And then an obvious one is once the parties are making the bookings on whichever carrier they choose, as far as airway stock with those specific airlines, how does that materialize?
Yeah, that's also a very good point, because handling an airway stock is always something very complicated, especially for the big forwarder. So now the airline, and I would say that 95% of the airline are progressively filling the platform with an airway stock. So it's very simple for a forwarder. You go for a search, you decide which airline you want to book. You click on book, he's arriving on the last page, and then you will see that an airway stock is available. So you just need to click on book, and the booking is made without providing any airway stock.
Right. Okay, and then it's automatically done within the system.
Exactly, an airway bill is assigned to the booking, and then the forwarder will have access to all the information, the airway bill number, the detail of the booking, everything. So it's simple, it's really automated. So we make the life of the forwarder much more simple than it was previously. We are completely moving from a very manual workflow process to something much more automated and much more dynamic.
Yeah, no, which makes a lot of sense. Then comes obviously once you've done that, you've sorted out your booking, you've got the correct documentation, you've got the automated airway bill. Then obviously it comes to payment. So how easy or what's the process for payment?
So for the payment, so if you are an IATA forwarder, I mean the payment is very simple. That there is nothing to do because when a forwarder is creating an account on CargoMart or CargoMart Pro, we are asking him the IATA CAS number. So automatically the account on CargoMart is linked with the IATA CAS. So when the booking is made, the payment will follow via this flow. Now we are also having some solution like, and I know you had some discussion, or you will have some discussion with Matt about the cargo wallet, but we are also deploy a solution, cargo wallet, allowing not only the forwarder and the airline, but all the stakeholder of the industry to have a payment solution, easy to handle, to facilitate all the transaction. But in terms of CargoMart and a booking made by a forwarder on an airline, simply with the IATA CAS, everything is automatically made.
Hey, and now for me, it seems a great system. What would you say are the three biggest benefits of CargoAi? If I now wanted to choose between alternative options, what would the criteria be that I should be challenging or looking for?
It's a question coming on every single visit that we are doing on the forwarder, but why CargoAi and not the other platform? And it's always a difficult question, and I'm always saying you have the choice. We are not pretending to say that we are the best, but we are saying we are not going to copy paste, and it was important to say that as a start. We are really trying to innovate. So first, we are saying we are innovating, and we are continuing to do that regularly. We recently deployed, for example, a quick example. Allotment is a big part of the booking for an airline. This is a very manual process to make a booking, because how does it work currently? The forwarder is sending a file to the airline, and the airline is taking the booking manually. So it's a very long process. And then the forwarder do not have any visibility on the track and trace. So if they want to know where are the shipments, they need to contact the airline or to go to the website of the airline. It's complicated. We recently deployed an allotment solution that will allow the forwarder to upload the Excel file directly from their account. The booking will be generated automatically. And because they are uploading the Excel file from their account, they will have access to all the information, track and trace, all the information linked to this booking. So this is something that is not existing yet on the other platform. So we are innovating, and we will continue to do that. So first, I would say innovation, and we have this agility to make innovation. And then I would say also one of the main difference would be also the airline portfolio. We have some exclusivity with some airline, with some GSA, allowing us to have now one of the most consistent airline portfolio. So I don't know if you are a French forwarder, for example, and if you want to make a booking, you have access to plus 60 airline in France. That's a lot.
Blimey, that is good, huh? And that's just in France alone.
Yeah. And then, and then worldwide, we have access with plus 100 airline in the world.
Okay, so it's a pretty good pool of airlines there. So that makes a lot of sense. Now, as an individual, with regard to coming back to customer success, what are the main success criteria that customers are time and time again either demanding or expecting? And how has that changed now over the 2 years since you've been there?
The 2 years ago, the forwarder was. They are more demanding in terms of, they are always asking, but we need that, I want to do this, I want to do that. 2 years, I would say 3 years ago, we had to convince, and that's a major difference. 3 years, 4 years ago, we had to convince the forwarder that the digital platform was an alternative. And it was complicated because you need to prove that the digital platform is the next step of the industry. It's not the case anymore. I think all the people, all the stakeholders realize now that the transformation is on the way. So because the transformation is on the way, now they are more demanding in terms of feature. They would like to have allotment is one of the examples, but because the industry is moving fast, dynamic pricing is also another one. Because dynamic pricing is coming, they want to have a solution allowing them to develop the business opportunity, so meaning to share a pricing with their shipper and to make sure that the rate will be applicable. So they are much more demanding, but it's normal. I mean, and we are trying to follow the trend and just to make sure that we can offer what is expected.
Yeah, and the transition from the old days. But the transition from, giving all your bookings to your appointed GSA or your own sales teams, etc. I mean, what's happened now? I mean, that's reduced costs tremendously because of what you're doing. But from a GSA perspective, how are you interfacing on those lines?
We are having the airlines that are represented by some GSA that are available on CargoAi. It's an additional opportunity, GSA or airline, having the schedule, the flight, and the possibility to generate some booking from a platform. It's a business opportunity for them. I see that like this: a business opportunity to develop their activity. For sure, it means that, but not only for the GSA, even for the airline, it means that this will change the way that the airline are working, but like the forwarder as well. But it means that some new activity for airline and for GSA will come. And instead of doing some manual process, I'm taking a booking manually, airline or GSA will have time to take the phone and to make some sales steering or to have some discussion about allotment with a forwarder. So the digital is bringing much more efficiency because we stop some unnecessary manual task, and we are allowing all the stakeholders to go for something much more automated and much more efficient. Yeah.
And can I ask you, in the future now, are you looking at getting involved in the extended process efficiencies? So linking up with slot times, delivery times, etc., so that it makes the whole process more efficient at the airport and with the handling agents representing the carriers.
Yeah. It's not. We are super far to have ended what we want to bring and to achieve. Matt is having an idea every second. I would say so. It will be never finished, but indeed. We can also imagine in a future having we are covering one aspect of our industry. It's the air freight, but it's only one aspect. So much more could come on the platform. So it's just a start. Yeah.
No, I can imagine, and that's the thing, isn't it? It's not letting your mind limit what can happen. Or what it could lead to, because if you look at the successes of something that was so sensitive when it was considered, and now how successful it is across all three platforms, I mean, it's limitless what can happen in the future.
Yeah, limit is the sky. Limit is the sky. No, I'm joking, but indeed, and sometimes this brings some frustration, because we can see that. There is still a lot to do and a lot to provide, and we still have a lot of new ideas that I cannot share because some are exclusive and not existing on the other platform, and we know how does it work. But the frustration is coming but maybe because I was an operational, the sales manager on the field, so I was used to have we have a problem, we solve it, and now it's just more to prioritize. Okay, what is we have many ideas, but what is the most important? What is going to change or to allow the forwarder to work with more efficiency quickly? Yeah. We need to prioritize and to decide what we want to develop first. But we have a idea. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's fantastic. And it's also good bringing younger people into the business because they don't want to see all these old antiquated practices still going on. And they sit there with a job, they're thinking, my God, why are you asking me to do this? It doesn't make sense. This could be done, blah, blah, blah. So if they see development and they see the way things are moving forward, it's also encouraging for them. And it hopefully, touch wood, it'll make them want to stay in this business about us.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And it's sometimes it's a conflict in some organization between the young and the old generation, because for the young generation, you don't have to prove about the benefit of being connected. I mean, there are even sometimes too much connected. No reason to prove anything. So, but you have also the old generation, people being in the industry, but you have to guide all of them. Whatever the generation we are talking about, they all realized since the COVID that's on the way. So and they are forced to adapt of this new way of working.
Yeah,
but it's not a punishment. I'm always saying it's not a punishment. You know, when we can feel sometimes some resistance, we are saying, but it's not a punishment. We are providing you a solution, allowing you to have access to the capacity in 2 minutes. So instead of sending a mail to an airline and to send a reminder 2 hours later because the airline is overloaded, you have access to the capacity in real time with the same rate condition. So you have the best rate applicable online, the dynamic one or the promo one or the contract one if you have some contract with an airline. And the booking is made in 1 minute. So why you want to send a mail to an airline? So, yeah, I think they all realized.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it doesn't matter what age, what background. When you see the efficiencies and the speed that thing can be done, you just think, "Wow, that's fantastic." That's how you should be thinking. Yeah. I mean, it's fantastic what you're doing.
Yeah, and this is still a bit new for our industry, but when we want to go on holidays and I want to know, okay, I want to take a flight from CDG to JFK, I'm not going to contact all the airline one by one. I will go to a website, booking.com, whatever, and I will check all the rates, and the schedule, and I will make a booking within a few minutes. So it's exactly what is going to happen. We just need to adapt the platform to the specificity of our industry, but allotment, dynamic pricing, etc. We will make this happen.
But it's happening, and it's happening well. Fred, thank you so much. The one thing I love is when I meet and speak with people who are full of energy, passion, enthusiasm, and engagement. You've done it. You've got a great smile as well, my friend, and well done. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris. It's really nice to know you, to meet you, and to speak with you. Hope talk again.
We will indeed, sir. I'm pretty sure of that. Very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.